Why wouldn't Denver or why wouldn't somebody take a YOLO shot at calling Green Bay up and saying, what about Jordan Love? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't somebody do something like that where you can, help Green Bay get off the hook here, which Green Bay might be interested in doing, and getting some incredibly valuable draft capital back. You could turn a 1 from 2020 into more. And then a team can utilize the remaining years of Jordan Love's first contract to evaluate him on the spot, throw him in, get him going. To me, I would take that shot too. Like, call up Gutekunst, take your shot at Rodgers, be shot down, and say, what about Love? Would he really shoot that down?
What would you give up for Jordan Love, though? What would you offer?
I don't know. Like, you could use Darnold as the floor. I don't know. And
I ask that because the Patriots gave up a 2 to get Garoppolo and got a 2 back because we got to see Garoppolo play, even though it was only 2 games and he got injured in the second of 4 games during the Tom Brady Deflategate suspension, and that should have been the sign that maybe there is a durability issue with Jimmy Garoppolo, but it was enough to check the box, pass-fail. Does he pass the eyeball test? We haven't seen Jordan Love on a football field. He didn't even have a preseason last year. We don't know. One of the things I like about the preseason, I don't like most things about it. I like the ability to see if the young players pass the eyeball test. Do they belong, or are they Gio Carmazzi? And we're going to see him in one preseason game, and they just disappear like Steve Mariucci explained, the third-round pick, one of the Brady 6 did, after facing Brady's Patriots in the Hall of Fame game in 2000. I want to see what this guy does. Does he belong? We haven't seen that with Jordan Love. So you're not giving up a first-round pick for Jordan Love. And then the question becomes, well, what would the Packers want? And when do you strike? When do you do that deal? You've probably got more leverage to get something of value from Love before you do a contract with Aaron Rodgers that ties you to Rodgers and Rodgers to you for 2 or 3 years, because that's the point where Jordan Love really does become moot.
Well, I mean, if you do this hand in hand, and I guess we're gaming this out, Mike Florio, why not? You're doing this hand, because I'm just trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube, how you solve it. Because, and that's going to lead to another question I have about the end of Rodgers' contract and how that would actually play out if somehow, some way that gets forced. But why not do this hand in hand? The contract that might have made him the most, richest player at the position, and you give him the couple of years because he's just done what he's doing. I understand he turns 38, but I'm not worried about that. And I get something for Love, and then you figure out the fact that maybe he's not Garoppolo in this equation, because if I'm not mistaken, that was done in the middle of the season, and we still don't know the circumstances on how the hell that came about so damn quickly. I mean, you're doing it in the offseason, you got time to work on it, as opposed to what the hell did happen with Garoppolo, which we still don't know.
But I like that idea. You'd be landing 2 planes simultaneously, and as you sign Rodgers to a deal that makes Jordan Love's presence moot, you're trading Jordan Love to another team for the best deal that you can get.
Right.
Now, there aren't a whole lot of seats out there right now. You mentioned Denver, and it's one thing for Denver to upset their depth chart of Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater for Aaron Rodgers. It's another thing to upset your depth chart of those two for a completely unproven guy. But, hey, you pull out Drew Lock and you plug in Jordan Love, and maybe part of the compensation for Jordan Love is Drew Lock, and he becomes the backup to Aaron Rodgers for the next couple of years. I mean, that's one possibility. Here's the thing, though, that I look at, Rich. They saw enough in Jordan Love last year to not wait for him to fall to them, to package their first-round pick and a fourth-round pick. 2 different selections that could have been lottery tickets that they acquired, scratch off, and maybe become guys who help them beat the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship, help them beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and instead they used those 2 picks for a guy who did nothing last year. I almost feel like they're more determined because of how impactful the fact that they didn't have anyone with those 2 picks that helped them last year. It raises the stakes to show that they got it right with Jordan Love. And I feel like they're trying to balance this. Okay, we want Aaron Rodgers as long as he's an MVP level player, but we also want to be able to show that we got it right with Jordan Love. And there's stubbornness on both sides. The Packers are stubborn, Rodgers is stubborn, and it could be that the Packers are still holding out hope that there's a way to do this where we have Rodgers for as long as we want him, and then we flip to Jordan Love when we sense the right time has come to do that.
Well, that ship has sailed too, though, Mike Florio. I mean, there's no way Rodgers is going to be like last year was their freebie on that. Not anymore. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.